Today's video I'm going to share with you how to do some repairs on an original OEM wiring harness. The reason this one is real important, it's not bad. I picked this one up on eBay a while ago. This is an original gauge cluster harness for a 1966 Chevelle. It has the it was also a you can see here it was a console car, because there is the connector for the center console, and I've got a few wires on here that need to be replaced. You can see here this is one that was the for the glove box light. I'm going to replace that. I've got another wire from an older harness. I will actually be removing some of the black tape and do the repairs under here so that the original harness doesn't show any repairs on it. There was another wire attached to the sending unit, or the water temperature gauge. You can see this cluster here. This was attached to it, this wire here, so I don't know what they had done, whether they had to, if the gauge itself didn't work and they wired in something else for an under dash gauge or something like that. So also we'll be repairing that. The first thing we want to do is we want to keep this original connector for the water temperature gauge and replace just the green wire. So what we want to do is get that out, and as you can see, these are clips that are in here that are designed to push in and then not back out. So there's a little tab on there. So I'm going to go to the smaller side of this clip. See that in there? Actually, I'm going to go to this one and go down here, and I'm just using a standard small screwdriver, and that works pretty good. What you want to do is get in, you want to be about the same width as that slot. Get down in there, and then I kind of bend on it a little bit, push it up a little to close that clip, and usually I can wiggle it out, and there it comes out. And there you can see what I did is I smashed this down, this original clip, and that usually sticks out, and then that catches on the back side, so it's smashed down. So on the one I put in, or when I replace this, I will put it pull it back up like that, so you kind of see. So it'll catch again when I put it back in there. There you go. So see, it has to come up just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. See that a little bit there, so that it'll catch again when it goes back in. So this one will be replaced. Again, I'm going to do all new wire down to the harness and do the splice in here in the harness. I'm going to do all new wire here. So I'm going to show you how I remove this clip and try to save this clip at the same time. So to start, I'm going to just cut it about a quarter of an inch, about a half an inch from here for now, because I don't need all that on there. We'll get rid of that later. I want to keep that on here because I want to remember this distance. I need to measure that distance so I know about how much I took off of it. So that's important to keep track of that. Now, okay, so removing this, to use this clip again, I need to remove this wire. This smaller area right here is almost impossible to get that one out, so I've learned not to do that. I'll just weld to that, and I'll show you what I do with the wire to make it weld easier. But I can remove it here. And remove it here, I will use a wire cutter. And I've got one that's a little bit larger, and it spreads it out pretty good. You can see here what type I'll use. So I'm going to take this first, get it in the camera here, and I'm going to get in here, and I'm going to make sure that this is between the clips, on the wire thing there. And that'll help spread it a little bit just to get it started. I don't want to cut through it, so I'm just kind of putting a little bit. You see how that kind of pushed it apart a little bit? Now, I'll take my small screwdriver again and putting that on the counter. I did it in my hand once, and you'll jam your hand, so you don't want to do that. So now I'll take it, I'll just kind of twist it this way and that way to open it up a little bit more. Okay, and there you can see I opened it up. Now what I do is I'll pull this up and out. There, now it's out of the... Now I'm going to keep that little bit of wire there because I want to use that. So I'm going to pull the cover off. So see, I've got that little bit of wire there. Because now I'm going to take that and I'm going to trim it to about the same width as to here. I don't want to go over into here because if any solder gets underneath this, this clip won't work anymore. So I want it to end here because I'm going to solder to these wires after I bend it over. So I'm going to clip it right there and then just bend this over like that, and I'll solder to the whole thing. Now I'm going to pre-solder it so I'm not melting my wires all up. But that gives me a pretty good connection and to put the wire in, and then I've still got this to clamp in the insulated part of the wire to hold it in there tight, and then the clip will go back in just fine. Alright. Alright, so now I've got my clip removed. I opened up the part that attaches the connector to it, and I'm going to use this little vise here just to hold this. I'm going to angle it down a little just so solder doesn't run underneath this. I don't want solder to get in there at all. And you can use whatever, an iron. I prefer a torch, it's just quicker. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little on here first just to kind of pre-do that. So that's ready. Now I'm going to take my wire. Take my wire here, and I'm going to just clean off a little bit on the end. I'm going to take my wire that I'm going to just kind of preset and put a little flux on the end. And let's start this. I'll just hit that a little bit. Try not to melt it too much. There, got a little on there. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to get a little of that solder out of that one. While it's heating up, and then I kind of mush that part down in there. Well, it's a little melty. Alright. And that holds it good. That's soldered to it. I'm going to take this wire here, I'm going to clamp this, the part that holds the insulated wire in place, I'm going to clamp that down. Kind of get that all back snug, kind of hold it this way and then clamp it flat again. And you can see that's nice and tight in there now. We got a new wire, new connector. Again, you want to be very careful not to get any solder underneath this tab here, otherwise this won't work properly and won't function. Alright, now to test this connector and make sure I didn't get any solder underneath it, I've got an old fuel gauge here, and it's got the same type of connector on it. Make sure that slides on, claps, that's what we want, stays, and then it'll also come off. So there, that'll be good, so we can put that back into our harness and the connector on our harness for the temperature setting unit. So now, as you can see here, I had to start unraveling some of the tape over the harness, the original tape, which again, it's not sticky, and to replace it with electrical tape isn't correct. And I think if it gets hot, it's going to get kind of gooey and sticky, and maybe that's why they don't use that from the factory. So I got this one out of the way, which I'll retie. That one buries underneath it. Here's my wire I'm going to replace. So I'm going to come back down here. You see this clip is also broken. I've got some more of these. This is one that goes on the top of the instrument cluster, the gauges. So I'm going to replace that too, so that it looks like this one right here, so it's the same kind as that, and I've got some of those, so I'll bring it down past this so that I can also splice the wire, and I'll splice it right about the same place and then replace that at the same time. So let's get some more of this tape off. I can't seem to find the end. Oh, it's kind of all melty here. Here we go. And I saved some from other harnesses so that I have it for backup if I need it. And I just noticed there's an orange one broken off in here. I've got to figure out what that is for. because that may be important unless it was cut off, just not used. But I'll double check with. I've got an original harness from my L78 that's sitting here. I'll double check that one to make sure why that one's broken off too. So get some of this out of the way. You see there's a piece here just to attach this to. This is there's a piece here to attach this to. This is for the to attach it to the cluster. You can see that's broken. Let's pull that out. But I want to keep this on here just for reference on where exactly it goes. There. This is just some more tape around that. There. Well, I can kind of see it there. There, I marked this quick so I can see where it goes. Let's find out what this orange wire is for. I'm going to go check on that and I'll be right back. This is the one in question here because it was underneath the black tape and I'm not sure what it was. So I checked. I have some other wiring harnesses that are already torn apart and both of those had this wire ending there too. So I don't know what it's for. Must be some option that maybe was deleted. I don't know, but I'm just going to assume that it's not necessary and doesn't be needed. I'm going to put just a little bit of black tape on the end of that just so that doesn't wear into any of these other wires while it's in there, as long as I've got it open. And then I'm going to show you how to splice in this green wire for the temperature gauge underneath the plastic here, and we'll also replace the clip that attaches it to the top of the cluster. Okay, I attached a piece of black tape to the end of that wire that's going to be hidden in there, just as an extra precaution. You could put some liquid on there if you want, you know, some of that liquid electrical tape if you want, but I just put a piece on there just to hold it. I don't want it to get too thick or clumpy, so. Alright, so now, here's my marks I put on here, and I want to splice this one just about underneath there in the same spot. So I'm going to cut this wire. This is, again, the one for the temperature sending unit. And I'll splice this, and then I'll clean this off. And now I'm going to measure my other one that I'm going to use. Here's that one. Remember, I cut it about 1/4 of an inch from the end, so I'll leave that little bit. Okay, I'm going to measure this one now to cut. So here's my new one. Here's my original one. Remember how chewed up that was? So I remember I cut it off at about 1/4 of an inch from the end. So I'll go to there. I need to leave a little bit because I'm overlapping the wires inside when I solder it. So that's about it. So we're going to get rid of the old one, junk, and now I've got our new one ready to go. So let's clean off the end of that, clean the insulation off, and get ready to solder it. Okay, I took a piece of heat shrink tubing and I cut it a little shorter just to cover up my soldering that's going to be under there. And then I'm going to take that now and slip that on here because we've all done this before. We get it all soldered up and then remember, oh, we forgot to put our heat shrink tubing on. Make sure it's far enough away. So if it's too close when you're putting it soldering, this will heat up and you won't be able to slide it. So make sure it's out of the way and put it away. I'm going to put a little flux on here. And I'm going to take these two, spread them out, and then I'm going to twist them all together. Okay, so turn this away from the wires and aim away because you know what will happen if we do that? We'll melt those, and that's obvious. So there's our solder. Clean off the extra crap. I make sure there's nothing sharp on it. Never know when a wire sticks up. There, so it should be nice and smooth. Now I also, before I slide the heat shrink, I like to take a little bit of thinner and just clean it off good. Make sure there's no flux left on here. Get it all nice and clean so it'll attach good. All cleaned up. Let's slide our heat shrink tubing over it. And we'll heat that up. Again, you don't want to melt the wire, so make sure you have plenty of room. Don't get it too close. And that'll protect it when it's inside the, when we wrap it back up now. So there. Okay, now I also want to attach the connector for the top of the cluster that was broken. Remember the one that we removed? Here's one from another harness. I always save them, just in case I ever need them. So I'm going to look at the other one, kind of see where that one is. On here, it comes around from that side. I've got my mark here. I want it to be about the same spot. So I'm going to put it right there. So it kind of lines up the same. And I'm just going to put a piece of regular tape on here just to hold it in place while I wrap it up. The other tape is kind of disintegrated anyway, so just put a little of that on there. I see that'll just hold it in place until we get the other wrap on it. You know, I have the end down here underneath the harness because I don't want it sticking out up here on the top. So here's my tape. Now I can go ahead and start taping that back up. And I'm going to run out here because this one was kind of beat up anyway. So I'll just take this extra here and I'll stick it through here a little bit just to tuck it in. And then I'll put I have another piece that I'll put over it. Just to keep it tight. I can get rid of that piece. And that'll hold it tight, and I'll go from there to the end and wrap this one up on it too. So you get the idea there. Bring this one back down. This one was one that came off of it. It kind of went in there. And you could put black electrical tape to hold things underneath if you need to while you're doing it. But I like to keep it as original as possible. So. And then let's see. So I'll finish that up. You can see that if you want later. Then here's my connectors now. You can see I popped this out. I'm going to pop this out a little bit more just to make sure it's out far enough to hook. But again, I don't want to break it off. Just enough so it sticks up. Okay, so you see that. Here's my connector. Make sure I go in the right way. The hook part goes against the opening on the channel right there. So I go in this way, stick that in, locks in place. There, good as new, and look at that. No big splice in the wire anymore, and I'll wrap this up and that one will be all done. After that I'll work on the one of the light bulb for the glove compartment, but that's pretty much the same type of fix, and then this harness will be ready to put with a cluster and get on eBay. So here's another piece that I took off another cluster a while ago. You can buy this. It's like electrical tape, but it doesn't have the stickiness to it. I kind of like to use the original ones over. I guess I've never bought the aftermarket one. I'll kind of show you how I wrap. I'm going to do this intersection here and get this all wrapped. So I wrapped up to here. Here's where my repair was, right there. So I wrapped up to here. So what I do is I'll start at an angle like this first, and then I'll go around itself to hold that in place. And get it good and tight so it doesn't unravel. Make sure you have enough on this piece to finish the job. This is from the top one here. I'm going to wrap that one down in there. So that one has to become part of that. Oh, broke that one. So let's start it over again by going over itself again. And when I've undone other ones from the factory, I see a lot of that where they've gone through and, you know, reattached ones. Now I want to incorporate it into this one because they were together. So I'm going to go up on it a little bit, go back, and then the way they always tie them off is they loosen part of it and then they bring it back through. And they just create a little bit of a knot, you know, one side of a knot basically. And that pulls on it. And that's good like that. And they leave those hanging all the time. So that's the finish. Our repair's done in here. Our wire is all done. Let's see, where'd that go? Here's our wire all done. Looks like brand new right from the factory, like it was never repaired. And all the repairs are hidden and the wires look perfect. And that's what we want. Keep it original, keep it all OEM. And that's my goal. Born to be wild.